Famous Seamus O'Leary was on his way to find a bench to rest on. He couldn't walk very far as he suffered from constant pain in his spine. The grandchildren all knew the story of how he hurt his back, but Grandpa, being Grandpa, repeated it more than once. In fact, they could swear he told it 45,000 times. Grandpa exaggerated.
Oh.
Did you know, when I was young, I flew in the biggest aeroplane ever across the Irish Sea to a place called Cork. I wasn't much more than a boy then, and well, Jack, would you like to interrupt there? No, Jack likes to interrupt.
I sound like a
Anyway, I wasn't much more than a boy then, and Jack always interrupted here and there, making up a joke. Grandpa, does that mean you were a Cork boy? You could float in the top of the water. And his sister and cousins always giggled, no matter what how many times it heard it. Ah, good one, Jack, grinned Grandpa, as he carried on with the familiar tale. I was taken to a big old castle, where I had to climb up 45,000 feet high wall. And his grandchildren pretended they didn't know what happened next, and stared with mouths agape. Well, in disbelief, Rebecca gasped.
Did you fall, Grandpa? How come you didn't die?
Well, with eyes growing bigger and wider by the second, Grandpa Joe carried on with his exaggerated tale. When I reached the top of the castle, I was grabbed by two of the biggest, strongest Irishmen ever. They turned me upside down, held me up by the ankles. I was terrified and thought my legs were turning to jelly. Well, they were shivering and trembling so much, me legs I'm talking about. Was that when you fell, Grandpa? Shouted Kieran. Oh no! Oh, Kieran. Excuse me, is your name Kieran? Well, sit there and behave yourself. Was that when you fell, Grandpa? Shouted Kieran. Oh no, not me. I grabbed the next line in this book, and I can find it again. I grabbed onto the big fella's trousers legs for dear life itself. Now, with his eyes almost popping out of the sockets. With the eyes nearly popping out of the sockets. Well, the pop 3 times, I'll carry on now. He used his acting skills even more and began to speak with an Irish accent, even stronger than the one he's been speaking on for the last 10 minutes. To be sure, the big Irishman had heard me and put me face to the wall. Emily shrieked.
Did they drop you, Grandpa?
Did they drop me? Said Grandpa, enjoying his captive audience. The actor replied. You stealing my line here? Not at all, no. But they told me to pucker up me lips and kiss a bit of stone on the wall. Oh, a bit of stone on the wall. Oh. Well, let me tell you, when I find the place. Jack looked puzzled, frowned, screwed his eyes up, and said, "That's silly."
What? That's silly thing to want you to do. Did you kiss it then?
To be sure, no, I had no choice in the matter with your man and your men up there, so I puckered up and gave it a big smacker. The grandchildren always asked the same questions as they knew the script.
Did your lips fall off? bum fall off?
I know it's Rebecca, but I'll let you have it. Okay? Did they dissolve and disappear? That's surely.
That they dissolve and disappear? That they turn to rubber? Did they turn to stone?
Jack imagined Grandpa's lips super glued to the wall. Oh no! Oh no! I was turned around and hauled back by me ankles and sat down on me bum. on the top of a gigantic rock, I'm telling you. Oh, I asked the Irishman, why did you do that? And why did you have to kiss the Blarney stone? The big Irish boy was replied. You know what they said? You probably do. The way I read my lines here. The stone on the castle wall is called the Blarney stone, and anyone who's brave enough to kiss it like you just did is blessed with a way of talking that's get you out of trouble in any situation. Well, maybe most of them, but not all, I can tell you. You'll be so charming that the people will love you no matter what.
Did the boys kiss you?
No, is that not worth hanging upside down for?
No, isn't it? Did
Well,
the boys kiss you?
It won't matter because I'm going to get hung anyway.